Good evening, everyone. It's Carl from Newcastle Fans TV here to score the players, and I'm joined by Sam and Johnny. Lads, how are we?
Good.
Through the next round, that's all that matters, isn't it?
Win's a win.
Yeah,
exactly.
Absolutely. I'm sure we'll probably all agree it was a bit of a difficult watch, to be fair. But like you say, we've got a result. We're through to the next round, so we'll try and be as positive as possible, I think. But yeah,
positive. It's a victory.
exactly. I've actually missed this. Are we due against Morecambe next round? Are we or
Morecambe or Oldham?
Yeah.
Or Oldham?
Yeah.
Okay. So
Morecambe
hopefully
are winning at the moment, though, so it's more likely a lovely trip to Morecambe.
Said no one ever.
Yeah, obviously we'll get into scoring the players. Obviously, I think we've got to start with Mr. Gillespie, and I'll go over to yourself with that one, Sam.
I thought he did really well. Blackburn obviously dominated a lot of possession tonight even, but there wasn't really an uncomfortable moment, which is why I've given him an 8. Commanded his area well, good distribution, made a cracking double save in the second half. Did everything that was expected of him, and it was fair play to him. Geordie boy making his long-awaited debut at his second time of asking it at the club, and superb. Fair play to him. 8 out of 10.
I think what I was going to ask is obviously we haven't seen enough of him probably, but you're happy if anything was to happen to Darlow and Dubravka wasn't ready to come back. You're happy with Gillespie in the sticks for some games?
Judging on that performance, absolutely fine. I mean, let's not forget he was brought here to do the Scott Carson role. It was just to sit on the bench every now and again, and most match days you're not even going to be involved. But no, he's done really well tonight, and there was never a moment where you think, ooh. It was all cushy. It was all good.
Yeah, I think definitely. You said as well with those saves that he made tonight. I think I'd definitely agree with that 8. So, Mr. Gillespie, we're giving an 8 out of 10. Over to yourself, Johnny, for the next one. I'll give you Mr. Manquillo, who was pretty solid on the weekend against West Ham. What do you make of his performance tonight, mate?
I've just saying to Sam off camera, I thought he was fine. He was the only man that obviously kept his place from Saturday. And I think he was okay. I'll give him a 6 out of 10. I don't think he was the best defender on the night. I think there might have been a centre-half that was slightly better on the day. But I think he contained any damage that Blackburn had from the right-hand side. But I think he's slightly out of position as a left-back. I think he obviously is a better right-back.
Yeah.
But he's so versatile to go into right-back or left-back that he can be trusted. And I think he's more trusting than, say, Yedlin, for example. I don't think Yedlin could do both left and right-back at a good standard. So, no, I think it was a solid performance, and hopefully he'll get back into right-back next for Sunday against Brighton. But yeah, absolutely fine with his performance.
Are you happy with the cover we've got at right back, Johnny? Obviously, like we all agree, he's definitely a better right back. With having the cover from Yedlin and Krafth, would you rather with strengthen there, or are you happy to go in as it is?
I've never been a big fan of Manquillo, to be brutally honest with you. So I would have sold Manquillo. Maybe this time last year I would have got rid of him, but he seems to have improved. I think he has had some good performances over the last 12 months, but I would have sold Yedlin. I would have brought somebody a bit like a Jamal Lewis, someone younger, someone that's a bit more up and coming, can learn of the defenders around him and kind of express himself. But look, that's not going to happen this season. I don't think we're going to splash out the cash on another right back. So I'm happy with Manquillo there. Yedlin, again, is he going to be a good player to say Morecambe away? Yeah, he'd be all right for one of those games, but he's there, I think, if Manquillo gets injured, basically.
Yeah, no, that's fair enough. So Manquillo, 6 out of 10. Myself next, I've got Emil Krafth, it seems.
Lucky boy.
I think, well, yeah, it's not just me. I'm not sure any of us are huge fans of Krafth. But yeah, me, again, I'd probably go with a 6 out of 10 for Emil Krafth. Obviously, out of position again for himself tonight. He didn't defensively. I don't think he was too bad, but when he was on the ball trying to go forward or make passes, I just, I worry about him all the time. I do worry about him making mistakes. I just don't think he's good enough for the side personally. I've got nothing much to say about him other than a 6 out of 10. I think I'm probably being a bit generous as well.
No, 6 is fair, I think. Steady Eddie, he was fine.
I think I've got to be careful what I say because I got a lot of stick on the last video.
It happens, mate. Don't worry. It happens.
Back to yourself, Sam. Mr. Reliable for me, along with a couple of others. Mr. Kieran Clark at centre half tonight. What are your thoughts?
I thought he was superb. It was great to see him back. I mean, there was an age-old debate last season with myself and a few members that used to be of this parish, and some still are, about who was the better centre-back. And whilst I was never in Kieran Clark's camp, I'd never deny that he's been absolutely superb. And he was superb last season, and it was great to see him back tonight after such a long layoff. And Blackburn could have won tonight if it wasn't for Kieran Clark, because he did well commanding that back four with the right backs, basically. It was Kieran Clark and the right backs tonight.
Yeah, it was, wasn't it?
Made a real solid tackle off Brereton, I think it was, in the second half again, where it was all Blackburn. It was all Blackburn for the majority of the game. They'll feel so aggrieved not to have at least took it to penalties. And I think if they wanted a cup run, me and Johnny were talking about this off camera as well. Priority is the league for them, but they might just be kicking themselves a bit tonight that they didn't start with Armstrong. So, but I think it was just, I couldn't praise Clark highly enough tonight. He did. He went above and beyond what was expected. Solid 90 minutes in the bank, and he'll be pushing. Do you know what? He'll be pushing the Lascelles now, because at the back two, first choice, you'd have to say Fernandez is number one. Lascelles is there because he's club captain and leadership on the pitch and whatnot. But Clark will be breathing down his neck if he carries on in the same vein of form.
I agree. He's been such good value for money as well, hasn't he? I've said this to you both and Lee in a previous video. Obviously signing him for peanuts really from Aston Villa, and he's done nothing but excel. So, yeah, Kieran Clark, 8 out of 10. I think that's well deserved. Over to yourself again, Johnny, and we've got DeAndre Yedlin. What are your thoughts?
5 out of 10, and I think I'm probably being a little bit nice, but I don't think he did anything drastically wrong. I thought he was out of position a couple of times when Blackburn were attacking. His pace does get him out of a lot of trouble, but I don't think he did a lot generally wrong. I just don't think he was as good as Manquillo tonight. I don't think he's as good as Kieran Clark, as we've mentioned. I just think he was just about okay. And I think Championship is his level, if we're being brutally honest, gents. I think he'd get... To be fair, I thought the Blackburn right back was quite good, especially first half. I thought he was creating us a few problems. I forget his name now, but no, I don't know. Would he have got past him if he was in the Blackburn team? I don't know. I don't think there's much difference between the two, if we're being brutally honest. But no, I think 5 out of 10. He's not going to start on Sunday, and he's just there for cover. But yeah, it was an okay performance at best, really.
Yeah, I don't know what's happened to him. When like the first season or so that he was there, it just seems like he's regressed and regressed and regressed. Yeah. I don't know whether he's just getting found out more or what it is. I don't know. Yeah. So 5 out of 10 for DeAndre Yedlin. I think that's fair as well. Personally, I wouldn't go any higher or lower. Myself, I missed Dunbar Laser for myself. I thought first half Dunbar Laser was okay. I actually thought he was the better out of the two between him and Longstaff for me personally. I don't think Longstaff had a very good game today. So I thought first half Dunbar Laser got involved. He played some good long balls as well. But then second half dropped off. Didn't really see much of him. So I think I'd probably give him a 6.5. Solid 6.5.
Too many touches.
Yeah. Yeah, he's. I think he's just trying to compensate and trying to do too much. Trying to get into the side, isn't he? He's probably trying to do more than he's capable of. If that makes sense.
He can bring the pass though, can't he? But I I thought the
Yeah.
midfield in general in the middle of the park was just struggled to keep possession. There was something severely lacking tonight. But yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, 6.5 for Dunbar Laser. No offense if you watch this, Dan. Johnny, over to you. Oh no, I'll go back to Sam. Sorry for Sean Longstaff.
Yeah. Now I'm stuck between a rock and a hard place with this one because he didn't play well tonight. He didn't play well at all. Again, there was a real problem in the centre of the park where we just couldn't hold on to possession. I'm thinking the 4, you know. I was toying between a 4 and a 5, but we sometimes get criticised for going easy on the homegrown talent, which I completely deny. We're more than fair, which I think 4 is. And it just confirms to me that he's a number 10 now, fully fledged number 10. He's not that deep lying kind of Michael Carrick type that I initially thought he was, because he did look a bit sharper. He got a bit further forward from around 70 minutes on, and he kind of showed a bit of promise without doing anything because it was all Blackburn, as we know. But there was a lot of frailties going on in that first half in particular. We've kind of got away with one tonight in essence, but he'll come again. He's got a challenge, probably Almirón, for that number 10 spot, which I think he's far more comfortable in, as we saw the first part of Bournemouth towards the back end of last season. But it wasn't Sean's night.
Do you think he was missing having a more senior player alongside him for the likes of Hayden and Shelby? Do you think he's obviously got Barlaser, so he's going to be that senior central midfielder? Do you think he struggled with that?
Possibly, but then again, he's been in the middle against Man United with his brother.
This is true.
So, but then again, you obviously have a bit more of a better relationship with your brother. But then again, Barlaser, they've been in the academy together. So I don't know. I just think it just wasn't his night. I don't think the seniority should be that big a deal. I don't think it was an issue. It was just a case of kind of feeling each other out, and Blackburn dominated the middle of the park tonight. So he's just got to be pushed on to get back into his number 10 role now. I
agree, because I think at first I thought it was match fitness, but like you say, 70 minutes on, he still looked like he had more in the tank, and I think just sitting too deep and just getting bypassed. I agree. I just I'm starting to realise that's probably not the best position for him. So yeah, unfortunately, a 4 out of 10 for sure. Longstaff, but I'm sure I'll have many better nights than that.
Yeah.
Over to yourself, Johnny. You've got Matt Ritchie,
captain for the night, wasn't he? Didn't really see a great deal of Matt Ritchie tonight, I have to be honest. Didn't really huff and puff. I don't think he had a chance to huff and puff tonight, which we normally say. I'll go 5. I'll go straight down the middle. I just didn't really see anything attacking wise from Matt Ritchie. Defensively, he was doing a lot of running around, really. He was just basically following the ball. He was a bit like a dog with a bone tonight, because Blackburn, as we mentioned, had a lot of possession. And for Ritchie, the thing is, Ritchie's better when he's probably got better players around him, because he can kind of link with those sort of, he can gel with those sort of players. He didn't have likes of Shelby tonight, didn't have the Hayden tonight, ASM. Only played a handful of minutes. I think he was already substituted by the time he came on anyway. So I think Ritchie could benefit from playing a Premier League match, or at least coming on for a Premier League match. Obviously, there's always going to be rumours whether he's going to be sold in this transfer window, and I think that potentially that could happen if someone puts in a half decent offer, or someone that can probably match his wages. But not the night for Ritchie. A bit like Sean, a bit like Dan Barlaser, a bit quiet. But we know that there's better games to come with them all.
No, that's fair enough. I mean, are you still of the mindset that we'd like to keep Ritchie?
If we replace him, I wouldn't mind selling him, because I still think we need to replace him, because we need that number. We need someone in that left-hand side position who can cover it left back or left wing back, depending on if we play a 5 against the bigger clubs, but can still do a job going forward. So if we could replace him, I would sell him. but he's been a hell of a servant for Newcastle. And I think I'm not just going to judge it on this one game, because obviously you can talk about the whole championship season, the first season under Rafa, even last season to an extent, even though the games that he missed, that when he came back, he had a bit of energy about him. So I'm not really too bothered about the performance today with him, because we know that he's capable of putting a hell of a performance the next time he comes in. And let's not forget, it was Blackburn. It was a championship game, or championship team rather, and then a cup game that we've won. We know we're moaning a little bit, but we've won the game, which is good to hear, because at least we've won the game for once.
Yeah, I think Ritchie's performance suffered because of the midfield too.
Of course.
To an extent. I noticed a lot tonight. He's had to cover a lot more centrally, just because Barlaser and Longstaff are getting dominated. So he's had to come a lot more narrow than what he's used to, and help out the midfield too, just to try and keep the ball. So his performance suffered for that tonight.
Yeah, he was getting dragged out of position a bit, wasn't he? That's So Matt Ritchie, 5 out of 10. Again, as we said, same as Sean. I'm sure he's going to have better nights soon. To myself, then, Ryan Fraser, the goal scorer, another goal scorer on his debut. Johnny's dropped out. Oh, there he is.
Was it just me on there? Was it?
Yeah.
That's funny.
Yeah. Ryan Fraser, debut again tonight. Another goal for a debutant, so to speak, which is great news. I thought he had a good first half. I thought he was he did what I wanted him to in terms of trying to prove himself to break into that side, because I do think it's going to be difficult for him, to be honest, after Jeff Hendrick performance and the other lads' performance on Saturday. So I personally didn't expect Fraser to just walk into the squad next week. So I'm glad that he had the first half that he did. That being said, I think second half as well, he's dropped off a little bit, and I think that's probably down to match fitness as well. Thought he put himself about really well, took his goal really well, and I'll give him, because he's scored as well, I'll give him a 7.
He only played an hour as well. I think people are going to have to try and remember that. It was a great finish, but he's probably going to be on the bench on Sunday, but at least now we know he's on the light. Yeah.
Say that again, sorry.
I was just saying, I think it was his first game back in God knows how long, Sam. Was it March, you say, his last game?
Yeah.
So what were people expecting? Like, he scored a fantastic goal at night. And he was always a constant threat, wasn't he, on the counter-attack? Every time he had the ball and he was running towards the opposition, you thought, he could do something here. And then he put Sean through if the ball was a little bit better. So I'm happy with how he played tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree. Like I said, I wasn't worried about him dropping off in the second half, because, like you said, expected with the match fitness, especially not having played since March. So yeah, solid performance. I agree 100%. Back over to yourself, Sam. Obviously didn't start last on against West Ham. Gets a start tonight. How do you think he played, Miguel Almirón?
Superb. Another 8 out of 10 performance for me. Absolutely filth of an assist for Fraser's goal. That is seriously X-rated. Absolutely carved the centre back pairing of Blackburn Rovers in two. Oh, tasty! Seriously tasty, that one. He was probably the difference in an attacking sense between the two sides. In a positional sense, he kind of probably had a bit of a free role tonight, because was he playing behind Joelinton or maybe, but then he drifted out to that left-hand side a lot to be playing centrally. So I think he was given a bit of a free role, and it suited him. He did well. Typical Miggy performance that we like. Energetic, hard-working. Yeah, and that assist was pretty kinky. So that's why I've gone for 8 out of 10.
Yeah, I'd agree 100%. He's like the Energizer bunny, isn't he? He doesn't stop. He doesn't stop at all. From minute 1 up until 90th minute, if the opportunity is there, he's still going to be running at 100 miles an hour down the flank trying to break away. I thought he was going to score as well. I saw a few people criticising his finishing on Twitter, but I just think he just needs more games. That's all it is. That one that's just gone over the bar, he was getting a bit of stick on Twitter, which I thought was a bit harsh, to be fair. I thought, he had a decent chance and it's not gone in, but yeah, he was excellent tonight. Really, really was excellent. well-deserved 8 out of 10 for Miguel Almirón. Johnny, I'll apologise for this one, mate. Joelinton.
I can't believe you've given yourself Ryan Fraser and you're giving me Joelinton tonight. Bambi on ice. Bambi on ice today. Nothing really stuck to him. I thought his hold-up play was okay, if I'm being generous, but everything else, he's just not an out-and-out striker. He's not a number 9. He's not the number 9 we all thought we were going to get over a year ago now. I would have sold him in the summer. I've said this numerous of times. If someone said, look, he has £10 million for him, I've gone, yeah, you can have him for 10 mil. But the club are going to do that because they want to try and persist with him and get some of their money back. Basing it on tonight, what can you look at it tonight? 2.5.
It's actually worrying now, isn't it? I think a lot of us are all coming to the same sort of mindset where it is going to be a case of we might end up not getting anything after, to be fair.
One thing I would like to say in the second half, when he was driving through and he had that shot, one part of me liked the fact that he went for the shot, but part of me was thinking, he isn't going to score. Play it to Murphy or I think it was Longstaff either side. So
yeah.
He can't win because if he plays it through and one of them scores, great assist, but why is he not taking the shot? He needs to be more greedy. But he has the shot and it was a pass to the keeper, essentially. So,
yeah,
look, he's not an out-and-out goal scorer. I don't even know what his best position is. Like I think Sam said at number 10 potentially in the group chat, and I don't think he's even good at that. And I think he's probably better. His best position is probably on the left-hand side. But it's a best of a bad bunch. And I think that is the ultimate problem with Joelinton. And I think Steve Bruce will be really, really worried because I think he's looking at it going, well, Blackburn found him okay today. Found him dead easy to play against. Possibly being a bit harsh in his scoring, but he didn't do a great deal today. And I think, how many goals is he going to score this season? Is he going to score more than 2 Premier League goals this season? I think he scored 4 in 44 last year in all competitions. That's 1 in every 11 games. That's probably about right. That's probably about right for Joelinton, if we're being honest. People were sitting shoulder on Amiobi, but he had a 1 in 5 over so many games for Newcastle. This kid could play another 40-odd games for Newcastle and might not even have 10 goals. And that could be potentially like a 1 in 8, which is just ridiculous. But I don't know. Maybe I'm being a bit ultra harsh, get them in the comments, but no, he wasn't good. He wasn't good tonight.
I don't think you are being overly harsh because his positional play is so frustrating. I want him to stay within the confines of the box in terms of width. I don't want to see him get pulled out wide when he's playing as that central striker because then you're left with nothing. Callum Wilson's shown you how to play on Saturday, running the channels. And then he's looking across. He had that goal disallowed before he come off, and I think the plan would have been to have given him 90 minutes tonight. He was doing so badly. Bruce had no option to whack ASM on just in case because the way the game was going. He should be looking across the line. He should not be getting offside for that shot in a month.
I was just about to say that.
Yeah, I was going to say myself because I think
plenty of space. He took the finish well, but
yeah,
it's good when you're a yard offside.
Because I don't know if you both seen, just as the camera panned, Sean Longstaff was fuming with him that he hadn't looked across the line. And I think even the players are becoming a bit like disenfranchised with him, aren't they? And I think that's what's worrying now as well. Like not only has he not got confidence in himself, he's lost any sort of confidence that the players would have had in him as well. And I think that's starting to tell. There was a few times last season when a few of the Ritchie had a pop at him a few times, and I think me personally, I'm with Johnny on this. It's so soon, but I think we've got to shift him. I really do, and I think his agent should be looking to him and saying that's probably the best move for him as well, because otherwise he's. I don't even know where he goes or what we do. I feel bad for the guy, but he's just not good enough. He's not good enough at all. And so I don't think a 2.5 is unfair, to be honest. Really frustrating to watch. Myself, Jacob Murphy. I thought Jacob Murphy got to put himself about well. I don't think he did too much out of turn at all. I thought he made a good show of himself. Tried to attack well, and obviously sat in when he needed to as well. I think, average performance for me. I'd give him a 6.5. I don't think he did anything badly at all. You think? I was going to ask you both. Do you think he's on his way out the door? Do you think that's him?
Well, did Bruce kind of mention a few players, didn't he? I don't know if he was mentioned, but I know Saive, Aarons, Lazar.
Yeah, he wasn't
Atsu.
mentioned within them.
He wasn't mentioned in that, so he must be slightly in Steve Bruce's mind. But I think if Newcastle got a good offer for him, I think they'd probably take him. I don't think they would loan him out unless they desperately wanted to. If I'm being honest, I think I'd probably give him a season. Why not? Or at least half a season. Let's see what he's like until January and see whatever chances he gets. What can he do? Because when you look at the wing options we've got Fraser, Saint-Maximin, and Almirón occasionally, even though we all know he's a better as a number 10.
Yeah.
Ritchie, again, you've mentioned. So there's 4 of them there, and they're all different in their own kind of way. So I'd probably keep him. If we're not going to buy another wing, I'd keep him because we've got nobody else.
No, I think I'd give him another season as well, personally. Because obviously there was a lot of potential there when we signed him. I just don't think he's really had the opportunity, has he? So I'm happy to have him at the club and give him another shot this season. Why not? What about yourself, Sam? What are your thoughts on that?
I'd give him another go this season. I thought he looked really sharp. Made a cracking tackle towards the end as well.
Yeah,
a match-saving tackle right at the death. So looked sharp. I was quite impressed with him when he came on, considering he was only on for half an hour when we were defending for the majority of it. So yeah, fair play to him. Went away last season, got his head down, did well, come back refreshed. Give him a go.
Absolutely. Let us know in the comments what you think about that. Whether you keep Jacob Murphy or you want to ship him on. Obviously, we're all happy to keep him. Back over to yourself, Sam. We've got the magician Alan Saint-Maximin. Obviously, come on for the last third of the game.
He did. I'm toying with the idea: is this a non-applicable, or is this do we give him a score? Because
I'd go non-applicable. I don't think he had enough time. But
yeah, I'd be leaning towards that as well. Couldn't really get into the game, could he? Because he was basically just left for the pace on the counter attack, wasn't he?
Yeah.
I mean, the only kind of concerning moment was when he pulled up, looked like he jarred his knee, but he did come back on. So hopefully that's nothing too serious, and he's okay for Sunday. But I don't think the plan would have been to have used him at all tonight. But with Joelinton's shoddy performance, Bruce's hand was forced.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Hopefully we can kick on and he can actually get a decent run out against Brighton, because obviously West Ham did everything they could to stop him from playing, kicking him left, right and centre. So hopefully he gets a good 90 minutes on Sunday and we can see the best of him. Next one is obviously to Johnny, which is Kieran Atsu, and again, probably a non-applicable. Is there anything that you saw from him that you liked at all, Johnny?
No, but he didn't do anything bad. I just forgot to mention about Jacob Murphy before. What a tackle, by the way, in the last minute. When Brereton looks like he's going to have that shot more or less 6 or 7 yards out, but a good challenge with him. But no, Atsu was fine. He was fine. He was just there to just defend for 10 minutes.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Kieran Atsu can defend. He's a good defensive winger for Championship level or bottom of the table, Premier League level. But attacking-wise, we all know he's not very good at Premier League level, and that's why Bruce is probably wanting to ship him out. So
solid Championship player.
Exactly.
Yeah, absolutely. Over to the man himself. I think we'll go across the 3 of us with this one. I'll start with Johnny, to be fair, and come back through myself and then to Sam. Steve Bruce, how do you think he got on tonight? Obviously, it wasn't our most attractive football, but like you said, we've got a result. We're through to the next round. Can't really complain too much. So.
No, I think if you look at the team selection, 10 changes, only Manquillo kept his place. He's given all the fringe players a chance and opportunity. So you've got to say, well, in this sort of game, you've got to do that. He's got the win, and that's probably what's going to keep him a little bit high of a mark. I'd probably go 6 out of 10. I don't know what you two think, if you agree with that, but I think the win's probably got him that not above average, kind of just above average, 6 out of 10. So probably disappointed that a few players have let him down in terms of performance today. Look at the central midfield in particular, maybe obviously Joelinton as well. So I'd say 6 out of 10 just for the win more than anything.
Yeah, myself, I would probably agree with that. maximum I would have went with was a 6.5, but I'll go with a 6 just because I wanted, even though he's making changes, letting the fringe players come in, I would have liked us to been on the front foot a little bit more, because it just seemed. But again, is that because he's trying to give Joelinton a chance, and Joelinton just, we're just not going to have any sort of attacking drive with him on the pitch. I really do think he has a huge detrimental effect on the team going forward. So, but then Steve Bruce should know that. So for me, I think, I wasn't happy with the style that we played. I'm happy with throw, but for me, 6 out of 10. I'd like to have seen a bit more. Maybe Jacob Murphy or Fraser outside of Joelinton, and then Miggy out on the right. Maybe played a 4-3-3 rather than just one up top. I would have liked to have seen that, because if we win, great. If we lose, great. But I just wanted to see some attractive football tonight and let everyone have a chance to actually express themselves, rather than sitting deep and just absorbing pressure like that from Blackburn. But yeah, enough of my ramble. Yourself, Sam?
I'm comfortable with a 6. I was probably going to go for a 7, only for the reason that you've managed to change up your team, kind of rest is probably the wrong word, but get minutes into 10 players, and you make 10 changes, and the team just doesn't make you want to cry. So it wasn't that bad. I mean, you make 10 changes and you've still got Almirón and Ryan Fraser and Ritchie, Longstaff on the pitch. So it shows a bit of squad depth that we've got now. At the end of the day, he's rested players and we're through to the next round. It's one of them where it's only the result that matters. It wasn't pretty. It was like kind of last season's football, which we don't want to see too much of. But job done at the end of the day, and that's all that matters. Move on to Brighton on Sunday.
Yeah, I think just after being on such a high after the way that we played on the weekend, I think I probably naively expected a bit more attacking football. But I agree, I'm not bashing the guy. He's been given credit where he's due. He's done a good job for me up until now, personally. And I think especially after the weekend, like you say, we've got the result. Minutes into the lads, can't complain too much. I just wanted to see a bit of a more attacking formation, but it is what it is. So yes. Positive in terms of result and qualification to the next round. Hopefully we kick on and can have a good cup run this season. Obviously over to Brighton on Sunday, and we will look to get back with hopefully another win. I've been joined by Sam and Johnny. I'm not sure what's up next after this. What have we got coming up after? Pardon?
The group reaction, me, Johnny, Liam and Adam.
And then have you got the last word after that as well?
With Lee, yes.
Perfect. So yes, this will, following this, obviously we'll have the group reaction and the last word. Drop your comments below, guys, on your ratings. Do you agree? Don't give me too much stick this week. But yeah, it's been Carl, Sam and Johnny. Take care, and we'll see you in the next one.